Ian live there. And wait for it, because we are live. Hello, as the music doesn't fade out very slow. Welcome to the Slam Jam Wrestling Show. This just won't shut up. There we go, the Slam Jam Wrestling Show. And it's already made my camera freeze a little bit, but I'll sort that out. We're going to be discussing AEW All in London, baby. And it's going to be an awesome show. We're going to be joined by more than one guest. Well, not a guest. It's like the fabric that makes up the Canadian side of the Slam Jam show. Corey, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. How are we doing today? It's Corey Bird coming live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the city that retired Edge.
Absolutely. Or did it, as rumors may speculate on. Also, doing the perfectly timed run-in, Gav, say hello to the people.
Hello, people. How you guys doing?
Good. We're good. Yeah, guys, it's been a little while since we've all been on stream here, so it's a shame I jumped the gun and just like started things off. But Gav, how are you doing?
I'm all good there, thanks. How you guys doing?
I am all good. I am all in.
All in.
So, like there's a bunch of stuff that we can talk about. I think the main thing we can talk about and react to today is our predictions for what will happen at All In. Obviously, Terry Funk passed away. Edge retired. There's been so much happening in the world of professional wrestling. Let's get like straight into stuff. Like what's on your minds, guys?
Well, I'll tell you what's on my mind. Do you know which WWE superstar has the longest undefeated streak?
The longest undefeated streak?
Longest, yeah.
Well, okay, I know back in the day it was the Native American Tatanka.
Oh, right.
Is there someone
I
since
was going to go with Andre.
According to this book, it's Andre the
Oh,
Giant.
yeah, of course.
15
Right. Well,
years.
yeah, of course he did. But then, yeah, of course.
Also, Asterix Moolah was undefeated for 28 years.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
But was she fabulous for all of them? I don't think so.
Well, evidently not.
No.
So, on that note, was there anything
Waste of time.
news-wise to react to? Like Corey, your fellow countryman, as you mentioned, Edge, has seemingly retired, but as Billy Gunn has taught us, no retirement lasts more than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, the rumor, the dirt sheets are saying he's going all elite with it. So
the only way I'll be happy with that is because that would mean they've got the Hardys, they've got Christian, they'd have Edge, Bully Ray. Like Devon's no longer in WWE, like developmental and stuff, training them. They could make this happen.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty good.
The most shocking tables, ladders, and chair match of all time. Of like just how terrified is the audience that they're.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would be genuinely scared for them.
Yeah. For Edge to go to AEW, I would be like, I want to be guaranteed world champion. Because I think that he can't be so happy that he came back in a Royal Rumble. The crowd went insane for him. A year later, he wins the Royal Rumble and then doesn't get the belt ever. And then he starts a faction that instantly turn on him. And then he's kind of just been floating.
Does he need the title, though? That's the thing.
If I was him, I'd be like, yes.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be like, look, I'm a legend. I was like, I was in the Hall of Fame when I was like 35. So now I want a world title again.
To be honest, he did drop the title as well, when he went in injured.
Yeah.
So to have another run would be pretty good.
Yeah, like he didn't actually get to drop the title. He had to just give it up.
Yeah.
What I think you guys both are forgetting, though, is that since his return, he had what's being called by many the greatest wrestling match ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You legally can't say that without it being true. So,
yeah, absolutely. The greatest. That was like the craziest marketing, like just like the gall of them to do that. Like before a match has even happened, they're announcing it's the
Yeah,
greatest wrestling match of all time.
The most stupendous WrestleMania.
That's a lot
And
to
look,
live
and
up
here's the
to,
thing: I genuinely like Edge. He isn't in my top 10. Like he isn't. Right, he just isn't. There's like that's not a slight on him. He might make my top 50. Right,
David.
right. I
He's
never used to like
Canadian.
Randy Orton, but then like there's a certain point about halfway through his career where he suddenly got really good, and so I like Randy Orton.
By the end of this day, you'll see clearly. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Everything will come to light.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm feeling a bit broody that but yeah, so like I just didn't think it was the greatest two people to have to make that claim in advance.
Yeah, that was a big swing.
Yeah, but
it's legally, according to all the record books, it was the greatest wrestling match ever, and you can't teach that.
Yeah, what's your take on Edge?
On Edge, I don't think I've actually seen that match yet.
Really?
Yeah, I think
about 2 hours long. So
it was during the pandemic, wasn't it? I saw the.
Oh wait, you haven't seen? Or do you mean you haven't seen Edge's retirement match?
Oh, sorry, I haven't seen the greatest match ever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because during the pandemic, I kind of tuned out of wrestling, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I probably need to go back and probably watch it. But I think it's a bit long. Is it that long? All right. I haven't got time for that.
Very long and plotting. A lot of rest holds.
Sorry?
A lot of rest holds.
All right. Okay. Well, I think I could see him in AEW, like teaming up with Christian. But again, that'll have to mean Christian probably turning face. And how?
Yeah, but he'd do it. I'm sure Matt Hardy was heel before Jeff Hardy returned, and then it was like, "Oh, we're just doing the Hardy Boys now."
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, AEW do whatever you want, really. So that is true.
Yeah.
You'll just have to bury some dead dads again.
Big shows. Yeah.
So getting just slightly onto the topic of Christian. So Christian suddenly in this coffin match, wasn't he in a buried alive or casket match just a couple of months ago with
Darby. Got resurrected.
Yeah, so he's in another like almost identical themed match.
And what if he goes down again?
Like I think, well, we'll get to AEW All In and go over the predictions. But my thought there is like Christian was like 2 years ago, I'm like main evented All Out, and now I'm not even on the card. Yeah. So, and you've got a load of like no names on this. So, like, you're going to be in front of 80,000 people. You need to use every name you've got.
Yeah, true. You're going, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be there. I am all in. Okay. Literally about an hour and a half ago, I was like, I better download my tickets. And when I went on to like Ticketmaster, it just suddenly came up no events listed for my thing. And it's because over the years, I'd obviously signed up with multiple email addresses. I was like, oh my God, it's in my email. Where is this damn thing? Like for 3 months, I'm like, I'm all in. And then it's just like, turns out I didn't buy a ticket, but I found them. It's confirmed. It might be dodgy to show it on the stream, but I can confirm that I've got it. So
there you go.
But yeah, let's any thoughts, reactions to the passing of Terry Funk, guys?
Yeah, very sad. Done a lot for the business, and like he's put his body on the line as well. So yeah.
I mean, I remember when there was the like Beyond the Mat documentary, and that was like 2001 or 1998 or whenever it was filmed. And like Terry Funk, because it followed him for quite a bit of that, he was like very broken down then. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't even that he'd retired. He's one of the guys that retired like half a dozen times. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he kept going. I think kept wrestling maybe for another 10 years or whatever. I'm sure he popped up in TNA and stuff, although I might be making that up. But in my head, I think he did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, it might be controversial, but I prefer him than over the Funkadactyls. So out of all the Funks, he was the real one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not too sure if I agree. I mean, I better not say that, but yeah. Not the right time to do it.
Oh, hang on. I was thinking of the Funkasaurus.
So exactly.
I was like, what do you mean? Yeah. It's like, I really dig the Funkasaurus. Right. But no, absolutely. So, guys, I think it's very sad. Obviously, it's from what I know. I think he had a short illness or something to this effect. He was 79, which obviously is a good age for a wrestler, which is a bit sad to say. But it's he didn't have a bad innings, as it were. So, legend of the business, like Mick Foley, and like Ric Flair and people like this led the way with their tributes on X. Can't say Twitter anymore. And so
I was going to say it's kind of gimmick infringement, right?
I know, absolutely. I'm flipping furious. Like Elon Musk is all like this on Twitter, and I'm like, that is literally my whole gimmick, which I stole from Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Not X Factor.
Or X Factor. I think DX predated X Factor, to be honest.
Yeah, probably did.
Yeah. But okay, so let's. I'm sure there's a bunch of stories and things that we can check out, and let's have a look at AEW All In. So as you can see, because we're on the StreamYard, it means we can bring stuff up here. Don't know how easy it'll be for you guys to read it, but we can go over like some of the matches here. Now, obviously, the big one, the pre-show. What is it they call it? The buy-in. Yeah, is it still the buy? 0 hour? I think they've called it this time. We have Aussie Open against MJF and Adam Cole, baby. So, any predictions for this? Who do we think is going to win? But I think it's going to be less about who wins and more about what happens.
Yeah, will they get along?
Yeah.
Can they coexist?
My big prediction for it, and this is a going back reference. If you remember, like before WrestleMania 8, so this is an old reference, like Sid Justice and Hulk Hogan were tagging, Sid just walked out on him. Something like that. I think MJF is going to walk out because, look, they're in a tag match. If he barely tags in and Cole takes all of the punishment, then he's wearing down Adam Cole, and then he doesn't ever have to tag in.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. And at a certain point, I think he's going to walk away and leave Adam Cole to
defend himself. Who wanted this match? Was it Adam or was it MJF?
Well, that's a good point. I actually think you are right. It may have been Adam Cole that called for it, but there's still the opportunity there for MJF to walk out on him.
Exactly. Then, if that's the case, then I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the interesting choice would be to have those two win it, right? That would be a cool dynamic, but I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I didn't know who was the ROH Tag Champions before this, so now I do, I guess.
How up to date are we, guys? Have people seen like Dynamite from yesterday? Have we seen like Collision and stuff? Have we Rampage? Have we been watching on Honor Club to see what the developments of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship scene has been? No.
I don't even know where to watch it. To be,
I've not.
Is it on Tubi or something like that?
Is it sorry?
It's on Tubi.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay, so who are we giving predictions? Aussie Open or MJF and Adam Cole? And do we think a title will change hands?
I'm with you there, Corey. I really want them to win. I want them to win the belts, but I want them to do it in a story time kind of way.
Yeah.
Where you get wait a minute, they just won. It's a big explosion. They just won the tag championship. And it's just like, it looks good, but there's still doubt.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good storytelling, actually.
That's what I'm thinking too. But we'll see.
Yeah. So, are you saying that MJF and Cole are taking the belts, Gav?
I don't think they are, but I want them to.
Okay. Yeah. Corey, what's your official prediction for the result?
I'm gonna lock it in that they're going to take them.
Yeah, they're going to take the belts.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going with my Hogan Sid Justice maneuver here. That's what I think's happening.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're going to have to end up like vacating the belts. Now, obviously, something that does factor into this, and I did check it just before we went live, All Out is September 3rd. So they literally have a week, like from Double or Nothing to All Out, debating which one is their big show of the year. Absolutely, All In seems to have stolen all of All Out's thunder.
Yeah.
So it is like All Out. Literally, is just like WrestleMania Revenge Tour, well, WrestleMania Backlash now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is WrestleMania Backlash because they can't announce anything really to
Dark
to
Elevation.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying Aussie Open will retain, and Cole's going to get beaten up a lot. MJF will walk out on him. I don't know if he'll attack him, but I think he'll walk out on him. That's my prediction. But we have a second pre-show match.
Sorry, I forgot to go and touch on this.
Yeah, go on.
You think that MJF is going to be the heel?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
This is where I think there's a switcheroo.
Oh.
I think Cole's going to turn on him. But yeah, that's later on.
That could happen by the end of the night.
Yeah.
I think that could happen by the end of the night.
Yeah.
But we'll get to it, but we have the real World's Championship, which, is Punk going to be the heel and MJF the face? It's not impossible, but there's a lot of factors. They have to kind of figure out what they're doing with this second belt, which currently is kind of meaningless. But anyway, so we then have Jungle Jack Perry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry against Hook, the Jungle Hook explode. As I said earlier on our group chat, the biggest explosion since the Mega Powers exploded. I'm going to try to keep none of my references beyond WrestleMania 9 today. So, so who do we think? And apparently Jack Perry says if he wins, he will retire the FTW Championship.
Yeah, Hook's got to win this one, really, hasn't he?
Yeah, because Perry won the last one, right?
Yeah.
There's some nefarious ways. So I think, and Hook is just good, And
the FTW belt is Taz's anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly.
That's in the family, really, so.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's kind of just like the $1 million title.
Yeah.
It is just like when Ted DiBiase brought back the $1 million title on NXT.
Yeah.
And then it was like, then they just got rid of it again. But this again, it ties into the problem. If they've got an unrecognized world championship in the FTW championship, and then they've got the real world championship, which is another unrecognized world championship, they have more unrecognized world champions than they have recognized world champions.
True, actually,
yeah. And also on this show, we've got the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships being defended. But
those aren't barely. Those barely count. Those aren't real.
No, exactly. And then we do have, unless it's changed, I don't know. We do have Claudio, who is the Ring of Honor World Champion.
Oh, is that being defended? Is it?
No, it's not being defended.
Oh, right.
But the point is, they've got like 4 world titles currently, in a sense, on this on the 4 world champions on the show or what have you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Hook has to win that.
Yeah. He's better. He's like even though he doesn't say anything really, he's a better character than Jack Perry.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I actually like Jungle Boy, but not this rendition of him. It's just not working for me.
I don't think it's particularly working, but I think it's so much better than him being what was Jungle Boy.
Yeah, that was a bit.
Apparently, with him and Luchasaurus was fun.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that was good.
When him and Luchasaurus were a tag team, that was a fun.
Well,
dynamic.
You got a caveman and a dinosaur. It kind of worked, but at the same time, you're like, but this is a famous actor's son. They should probably lean into that at some point.
Yeah, true.
And so I think he's better as I think he'll be better over in the long run as a heel than a face.
As a Nepo baby.
I don't think he has enough charisma as a face.
Yeah, I was going to say, he needs to, obviously he's still young, isn't it? So he's going to get that as he goes along. But I'm not feeling this heel. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it hasn't clicked yet.
Like a heel to me.
His theme music doesn't help him. It's too slow. It doesn't fit what he is.
Garbage.
Yeah.
It's like the most generic.
Classical.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. Well, this is listed as match 3. This might actually start the show, but I don't think. Well, maybe it should. Maybe they don't have a choice. FTR against the Young Bucks.
Did you see the interview?
Do you know what? I'm so annoyed. Like, I saw it, but I had to. There was a phone call at the same time that someone was taking, so I had to have it on mute, so I didn't actually see what was said in it.
It was a bit. I can't explain it. it kind of felt like a bit of reality involved with it, with regards to little snipes at each other, with regards to, like, obviously the Bucks brought in FTR because they weren't getting recognized, so they kind of used that as well. And then the Bucks then mentioning that they will be remembered, but not FTR. They'll be remembered as, I can't remember the term that they actually used, but it was
cellmates.
Sorry,
cellmates.
Yeah,
probably be with Arn, isn't it? Get the Glock.
yeah.
I know.
I mean,
This is where they actually do need Arn Anderson with his Glock as the manager. You know, it's crazy that, like, literally Arn Anderson's story, actually it was about Cash Wheeler.
yeah.
Like, a man upsets me, I pull out the Glock. And literally it's like road rage, he flashed his gun at someone. I know
That's the thing.
Like,
I mean, you can't take wrestling so seriously, but that's clearly what Cash Wheeler did. He watched that episode of Dynamite. He's like, oh, that's what I gotta do.
Yeah. Well, that is the problem with CM FTR, because when like at All Out last year, when CM Punk was like, oh yeah, you're gonna say this to Harley Race, you're gonna say this to Terry Funk, right? You want to find me, you can know where to find me. Then they went and found him. Right, so he had to back it up. He had to fight, and then FTR were like, "Yeah, we're going to do the same." And it's like they've got a gun, or at least Cash has.
Yeah.
So there we go. But it's going to be really interesting. I think the Bucks. There's no way the Bucks aren't winning this. With what has happened with CM Punk and that whole situation, I think they're saying there's no way we're not taking this win in front of 80,000 people. We started this thing, blah blah blah. We're taking it.
Yeah, I mean, from like a very like dirt sheet side of the things. Yeah, that makes sense. Storyline, I don't know if it does, because they've only been tagging as a duo for a short while now again. But
and especially
the Young Bucks,
they've only been tagging for a short while as a duo.
Yeah, they just met, right?
Yeah.
No, but it'd be like on Dynamite. It's the trios champions, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So there is the air of this whole pay-per-view that it is all last minute.
Mm-hmm.
It is,
and that's crazy, because they announced that it was going to come to England last year, and it took them months before they announced that it'd be at Wembley. But the fact that they have hesitated so long, that literally on the go home show we get like 2 or 3 matches announced, and like on Collision last Saturday, and they announced a world championship match.
To be honest, I was there thinking that it was just a glorified house show kind of thing. I thought it was just going to be like that. And
to be fair, that's what Forbidden Door in Toronto felt like. It felt like just a haphazardly thrown together show, you know?
Yeah.
Just like, okay, these are all these like indie guys from New Japan, and they're fighting for reasons. No more questions.
Yeah, and I think that's what AEW fails at. There's no real storylines. I mean, it's always just meshed together really quick time. Like AR Fox last night just decided, well, they changed it up for Swerve, and I was just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, like, and literally, and where is the connection to Christian? Where did this come from? Like, Christian has been all over like the TNT Championship.
Yeah,
he's been like he's been wrestling a lot on Collision, and now suddenly he's in this and it is literally, because I've been to London a few times recently because with the Extreme Improv shows, right? And like when you go down on the underground, there are like posters for All In, and when I saw them, I was like, oh wow, All In and stuff. But like on it, if I remember who's on it, it's got most prominently Saraya. And again, I just think it's misguided. I think they have the delusion that she's like the biggest star in the world here, and I don't think she is. Yeah, but Saraya, it's got Jericho, it had got Luchasaurus.
Wow.
Exactly. Christian, and it got one other. It might have been MJF, but it might not have been.
Right.
And I looked at that and I was like, wow, this doesn't have Moxley on it. It doesn't have CM Punk on it. It doesn't have like everyone that you'd know.
Danhausen, no.
Do you know, it might have been, it wasn't Danhausen, it might have been Darby Allin.
All right, okay.
It was like, wow, this is really bizarre. they're really banking on people knowing Christian, Saraya, and Jericho.
Probably at the time that they like had those commissioned, they weren't sure who was going to be on the show, right? So they're just like, okay, who are people that we know will be there? Is CM Punk going to be like cleared? Is he going to like?
And then, like at the time, wasn't Saraya the only Brit on the card, or she wasn't even really on the card?
And that's like the weird thing because
she still kind of is, right?
Well, Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay, yeah, of course.
That's super weird. Like there may have been that New Japan like hesitated over letting him do it or something. Because I think I read some rumblings of that.
Samoa Joe's British, right? That's a English name.
Yeah, he lives down the corner from me.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay.
But
so
like, the thing with Will Ospreay is, again, I'm going to put it to a slightly newer reference, but this Will Ospreay versus Jericho match is literally when Jericho was feuding with Triple H with Stephanie in Jericho's corner. This feud is more about Don Callis versus Jericho.
Yes,
and now Will Ospreay is in the Jericho position.
Yeah,
it's from that. Yeah. So, like, again, they could have found something to start working towards this from Forbidden Door because obviously Ospreay was there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they could have just had something so they're face to face in the backstage area. They need to do a few teases like this so people are like, just to test the waters with things and that.
I don't think they actually sit down and plan out anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
well, like this is the problem with Tony Khan. Like the AEW roster has got like 300 people on it, and Ring of Honor, and like there's Collision. There's that. No, they've got rid of Dark and Dark Elevation now, haven't they?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so there's Ring of Honor, and that's like two. Like there was because I've not actually seen any of it because I'm not going to subscribe to Honor Club or whatever it's called now. But when there was like one of the cards, I was like, this is one show, and there was like 15 matches on it. And it's not pay-per-view. It was just like a random Ring of Honor show. So they have Ring of Honor
and all that kind of thing as well.
Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage. Right. And when you actually add it up, like there's 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of Collision, 1 hour of Rampage. And say there's 2 hours, that's like 7 hours of wrestling that they produce a week. Which, when you think about it, there's 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT, 2 hours of SmackDown. So they produce 7 hours as well.
Yeah.
But if this is all being literally booked by Tony Khan, who's also doing what he does with Fulham, doing what he does with the Jaguars and so on and so forth, it's like this is where it's all becoming quite last minute.
I think Collision's actually predominantly booked by Punk and I think it is.
Well, yeah, I I heard that Danielson was involved in it. Yeah. Well, this is the interesting thing in my ongoing saga about the CM Punk thing. But that whole stuff a week or two ago, where it was like Punk like ejected Dolph Ziggler's brother, and
Nick
Hangman Page wasn't allowed there, and Christopher Daniels wasn't allowed there, and stuff like that.
The Hangman one wasn't Punk, was it? That was something else. I think
was it
because he owned up to the other ones, but he said that apparently the Hangman one was supposed something to do with some other thing that was actually decided earlier in the day.
Okay.
But it wasn't Punk's doing, apparently, on that one. So,
guys, I just came across some breaking news. It is Funaki's birthday.
Oh wow.
SmackDown's #1 announcer.
Indeed.
Oh, hang on. What have you got there? Wait, have you got a Funaki shirt?
That's right. That's the one he used to wear.
Wow.
A little SmackDown on it, baby.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's also Vince's birthday, isn't it? But we can't talk about that.
Who's more important? Let's be real.
Yeah. Wait, is
Who's had a bigger influence?
Yeah.
Wow. What, is he 80 now? How old is he? Like 75?
He is about 80 now, isn't he?
Yeah, something like
he's
that.
78.
Oh, 78.
And it is his birthday, but Funaki's better. Let's be real.
Yeah, no. Okay, so next up on the All-In card, we have Hikaru Shida, Tony Storm, Saraya, and Dr. Britt Baker.
I think it's a foregone conclusion, isn't it, really? Isn't it?
Has to be Saraya, right?
Has to be.
You think?
Yeah.
Do you think this is what they were saving her for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is the only reason why this was actually put together, to take the title off Tony. so it can be done in this way.
Well, Tony's not the champ anymore.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's why I think they had to switcheroo it so that then Saraya can actually win it here.
Oh, so instead of taking it off Tony,
Right,
okay,
and
I
it'll
see,
be
I
a
see.
big thing in the UK for Saraya to win, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be more of a prediction, I think, for Gav, because
Right.
Corey, you won't have the first-hand experience of this. Do you think, like, on the newspapers on Monday, it's going to have Saraya with the Women's Championship?
Oh yeah, sure.
About our lioness and stuff like this.
Yeah, because we failed at the football, right?
Yeah.
It definitely will be. It'll be the biggest
They
thing.
should totally play into that. They should
Yeah.
call her. She should be a lioness on that
She
show.
should be.
Yeah. Okay, so Darby Allin and Sting versus Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage.
Ooh,
I'll be the Stinger, right?
looks like
Yeah, Sting isn't losing.
Christian's taking the pin. It seems like.
Yeah.
Well, how does it work? It's a coffin match.
I
Actually,
guess
that's a good point.
Yeah, do they both have to go in a coffin? Is it like a?
Is it face to
tag team
face
coffin
or
match?
face to butt, or like how do they stack these guys?
I don't know.
Two coffins?
Yeah, face to face, face to butt.
And actually,
Top
saying
scale,
that,
69
there's 4 on
position.
each side
Yeah,
now,
look-
isn't there?
Little spoon, big spoon.
There's what?
I was going to say there's like 4 men on each side right now, isn't there?
Who's the 4? Like,
Because I was going to say last night you had AR Fox with Sting, Darby, and Nick Wayne, wasn't it?
oh yeah,
Then on the other side, Swerve, Brian Cage, Christian, and Luchasaurus.
yes, of course.
So,
Oh yeah, like, Luchasaurus will be there. Like I said, he's on the poster.
yeah.
But like,
That's so funny that he's not in an actual match, but they're like, this dinosaur man's gonna be here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't even really know who Nick Wayne is. Like, I scarcely know who AR Fox is. This was
David,
like,
he's a child, and it's good that you don't know who he is.
yeah.
Because if you did, you'd be on some lists.
Yeah, like Sting has to win. He's undefeated. They spoke to Sting and they said about, in front of this many people, should you do a retirement match? And he was like, I don't want to retire yet. So, you know, they'll find somewhere to do it. But
Crazy old man.
yeah. But we may be getting a different retirement match, which we'll come back to with Daddy Ass. But next up, we have the Golden Elite: Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Adam Page against Konosuke Takeshita. I always struggle with that name. Bullet Club Gold, Juice Robinson, and Jay White.
Whatever happens, Jay White's not taking a pin.
Yeah.
I think he's undefeated himself. He hasn't been submitted since joining AEW, right?
Yeah.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
So I think they're keeping that for a big event later on.
Yeah, maybe Page takes the pin.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Or
So you
Doesn't
think
mean that he has to
Bullet Club
lose.
Gold are winning?
Juice would take the pin.
you think Juice?
Juice always takes the
What
pin.
about has MJF called him take a shitta?
Take a shitter. Yeah.
No, they're not going to let him. Well, he could take the pin, but out of all of them, it'll be Juice.
Yeah. I think you're right. Or on the other side, it's more likely to be Hangman if it has to be someone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Golden Elite at All Elite Wrestling, that, you know, obviously Kenny, Hangman from the beginning, they want the glory.
Sorry, the Guns are
Big
involved
Show.
in this. Sorry.
No, but they'll
Sort of.
probably be there, won't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a golden, or sorry,
Golden
The Golden Shower.
Club,
Yeah.
Gun Club, Bang Bang Gang.
Bang.
The Bang Bang Gang.
Which is, I mean, don't Google that. I'll tell you that much for free.
Wow.
I tried and oof.
We'll find you on there, will we?
Yeah, I had to throw out my whole computer. Yeah, no, I think,
Fine.
I mean, yeah, from like a backstage booking perspective, yeah, Kenny would probably want to make himself win, but from a storyline, it would make sense for Bullet Club Gold to win because they've been on a hot streak, right? And like, I don't think that the Golden Elite are going to last very long, right? How long is Ibushi really here for?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair play. Fair point. I'm still putting my money on Golden Elite to take that. I just don't. I don't think Kenny is going to, like. Kenny recently said, "Oh, I'll take the loss," but he took the loss against Ospreay.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to want a big win soon.
Oh yeah, fair.
True.
Next up, we have Stadium Stampede. This is the match I'm dreading. So I'm obviously going to be there with my girlfriend, And if like it'll be great, they'll be wrestling all over the place.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna be like, "What is this you've brought me to?" As we've just got Moxley bleeding all over us and stuff like that. But we'll have Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, best friends are in this match.
Yeah.
Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta and Penta El Zero Miedo against Blackpool Combat Club. So look at this. This is Team England, actually. I didn't realize. John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta with Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah, welcome back, eh?
Yeah. Didn't look not much like Bo Dallas, did he? I mean,
I saw that when someone said, "Oh, there was some." Did you see a tweet on like on X?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Bo Dallas is.
I thought it was him at first.
I was like, Uncle Howdy's gone. We'll never see Uncle Howdy again.
I was like, what? No, I thought Bray was coming back. I actually honestly believed it at first. So
yeah, it's weird. Like when they said that for the last couple of weeks that there's going to be like a mystery 3, because I think there is still like someone that they haven't announced. So who knows who that will be? But Santana and Ortiz, I didn't care about them being back, if I'm honest.
I was looking forward to it because I heard they were getting back together.
I don't think they like each other though. Like backstage, it seems like they don't get along.
They fell out, it would seem. Yeah,
they did fall out. Yeah.
So it's kind of like putting like two feuding brothers together.
I think
probably what happened is that they had a phone call a few weeks ago, and they're like, "Look, this hasn't worked out. We're both the Genetti, and that's not the way it's meant to work. Like neither of us are doing good. Neither of us have any value on our own. You know, all we could do is go back to TNA and be LAX.
We absolutely suck.
Yeah. So you don't want to be the both. You can't both be Genetti. It's like the only chance is to go back together.
Wow. Yeah.
So, who do we think's taking it? Is it going to be Blackpool Combat Club or is it going to be the modern day Job Squad?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who takes it, but I think that Chuck Taylor's getting the pin. Getting pinned, right?
Taylor's getting the pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think Blackpool Combat Club are taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In their native land of it, London, you know?
Yeah, in their hometown of Blackpool.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where they're all from, right? All these guys famously, that's what their team's named after.
They have a mystery partner. One's if they did a deal, and suddenly it's William Regal.
Come on.
They did a deal. They're like, Regal, we'll let you go, but we want you to make one more appearance.
No
WWE would never do that, but
no.
Well, but AEW let him leave. They didn't have to. Once if they were like, well, look, we've got this big show coming up in London. We're going to have a mystery person. It's going to be you.
It would be brilliant. But
Triple H is too petty for that. Let's be real.
He would never do that.
I don't know, guys. I've talked myself into it now. That's my bold prediction.
Really?
I think William Regal is the 6th man.
That would be really good if it did happen. But
it's more likely it's going to be Paul Burchill than William Regal.
Well, I was thinking, would it be Harry Smith or...
It's going to be Grado.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Probably be Grado or someone like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's disappointing, to be honest.
Gilbert.
Again, I think this is them thinking that everyone's going to know who Grado is.
Oh, yeah, true.
And they're not. They literally are not going to know.
Maybe it'll be Daddy Haystacks.
If Giant Haystacks somehow was resurrected...
I think you'll be running, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Suddenly Loch Ness walks out. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Next up, though, we have Will Ospreay, Chris Jericho. Yeah, don't be an ass clown, guys.
That was his catchphrase.
You know what?
Remember that?
If they're going to have another Englishman lose in England.
Okay, so here's the thing again. Like, there's 80,000 people there. Now, I'm sure it's going to be that everyone's going to sing along to Judas, or at least half the people are, and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay isn't known here. For however many people went to like Progress or 1PW or whatever the indie stuff here is, that isn't 80,000 people. There's going to be flying
You
in
know
from
what
Germany and stuff, but I just don't think everyone will know. Sorry, Gav,
You
go
know
ahead.
the big time chant that is going to happen here when Will comes out, and it's going to kill him. Who are you? Who are you?
Well, exactly. You know, that is my fear, that there's quite a few guys on this that are going to end up getting that chant.
Yeah. So,
you know, just because like looking back at some of the matches here, it's like I said, like, so Golden Elite versus Bullet Club Gold. There's a chance they'll know Kenny. They might know Hangman if they've been watching ITV and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't going to know who Kota Ibushi is.
No.
Like, almost none of them and stuff like this. Like,
I mean,
Darby
I've been watching
and
and I don't know who
Sting-
this.
Darby and Sting versus Swerve and Christian. In a sense, should have just been Sting versus Christian.
Yeah.
And it will probably have got a better response. You know.
True.
But at the same time, this is how you build up Darby Allin. You know, next
We
to
do
Sting.
have
This is how you
Fozzy.
build up Swerve. Sorry, go
We
ahead.
have Fozzy. We have Fozzy.
We did.
Fozzy's actually a ridiculously big deal here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have a show the night before at the O2, right?
Yeah.
Yes, something like this. Like, Fozzy is actually a bigger deal in England than it is in
Massive.
Canada.
So maybe Jericho takes it. Although, what I'll say about this match, it doesn't matter who wins. There's no stakes.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
Ospreay's staying in the company? I don't know.
Did you? Okay, on Dynamite, he teased that in like 6 months his contract's ending.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting that they would play that, because what does New Japan feel about him saying that? Is he literally blurring the lines just so that he's saying, like, well, look, I'm about to have another 5-star match.
Mm.
So
It's going to be a really good match, I think.
yeah, I think Jericho is going to prove people wrong again.
Yeah.
Like,
it's probably gonna
Jericho's
still-
had a lot of flack in his AEW run,
Mm,
but I think he's going to pull out everything he's got here.
definitely. And like, again, from his perspective, he's performing with his band in Wembley. Like, not many artists can say that they've done
Wait a
that.
minute. He's in the band. How is he going? Is he going to sing?
He's going to
Way to
sing
the ring?
himself to the ring. I don't know
Yeah,
how. He's gonna do it.
just like R-Truth.
What?
What's up?
What's up? You know?
Oh, we love him. What a goof.
Yeah.
It's so funny that Vince loves him so much too.
Yeah.
Not enough to give him a championship just once. There was a time.
24,
24/7. He was the longest reigning.
Oh no, I mean a
24/7.
world championship, because
That's a world
point
championship.
where, no, yeah, you know what I mean though. Like, there was a point where I think he had like a one-on-one world title shot against Cena at one
That's
point.
right.
Yeah, he
I
did,
thought he was
yeah.
going
There
to
was
do it.
His
The
childhood
Miz
hero.
and R-Truth against The Rock and Cena. So
Yeah.
literally, there was a point where R-Truth is up there, and as good as R-Truth made the whole 24/7 thing, it's like you were up here at one point, and now they've got you doing the craziest.
I was going to say, because I loved him in TNA. Like,
Yeah.
when he was there, he was the champion in TNA, wasn't he?
He was, I think, the second. Like, Ken Shamrock won the NWA championship when it first started, and then he won it from him.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
what Impact
Free
Band-
Live Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things, long before Cody, R-Truth was the first person to take their same theme music across promotions.
Yeah.
Because he was singing What's Up in TNA.
Yeah.
You know,
It's too good. It's too good.
WWE with the same theme. I was like, this is amazing.
When you reach perfection, why change anything? You know.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay, so
That's
then
awesome.
we have the Real World Championship, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. Who do we think is taking that?
It's got to be Punk, right?
Yeah.
I think it, well, yeah, because if Samoa Joe wins it, then how do they resolve what this title even means?
So he has to retain it so that he can face MJF.
And
Yeah.
declare a real. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me again, is All Out in Chicago? It's in Chicago.
There you go.
It's a year in the making.
Yeah.
This whole story, like 1 year later, there is whatever they've got planned. There is no chance that they're not turning it into a work now.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
Punk is going to be world champion. MJF returned. What I would love them to do is just like do a dream sequence at the beginning where if they just starts with MJF in the mask challenging Punk, the Scooby Doo thing, and it's just like, I'm challenging you for the championship, and they just ignore the entire last year's.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Rest in peace, Samoa Joe.
yeah.
Yeah, so like Punk has to win.
You're saying that they're gonna let another Brit take the pin?
Yeah.
Samoa
yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
the British
Yeah.
bulldozer.
Samoa Joseph, yeah, of course.
Samoan Joseph.
Samoan Joseph. Yeah, like I think that's going to last. Like, I think that match is not going to last that long.
You
I
don't?
think it's going to go like 11 minutes.
Do you see the match between the Golden Vampire and Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
That was so stupid.
It was kind of dumb. Like, it was the Los Conquistadors.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Over and over again. That's like one of the weirdest long-running jokes in wrestling. Like, obviously, Edge and Christian were the Conquistadors at some point. Kurt Angle was at some point. And now, obviously, they couldn't use the name, but clearly this is what it was meant to be. Yeah.
What a cheap suit that was, though. Gosh,
yeah.
Very cheap.
It didn't fit him that well.
No.
And it just got like a sticker of like fangs on it.
Yeah.
That was so lame.
Yeah.
I hate CM Punk.
Well, did you see the go to sleep?
Yeah, it was
he didn't nail
messy.
it.
If I was Joe, I probably would have woken up straight away. Well,
yeah, don't sell that. Yeah,
you're gonna have to do it again.
See, this is where Punk. Well, Samoa Joe, he's not as light as he was in Ring of Honor days.
True.
You know, he's a bit bigger, and
he's a bulldozer.
And CM Punk, like one of the things I found so like funny is when he first came back before he wrestled Darby. I forget who it was now, but there was like a couple of goons that attacked Darby and CM Punk leading up to CM Punk's return match. And whoever it was didn't know how to take the go to sleep. And Punk basically almost fumbled it on his first one back.
Yeah.
You know, so if he's not up to this move, he's not the biggest guy. So if he can't do like a move where he's lifting Samoa Joe on his shoulders, he ain't Brock Lesnar.
No.
That's why you have to have a finisher.
That you can
the Cobra.
There you go. Yeah, do the Cobra.
You can do that to anybody.
Yeah,
that man still wrestles in Mississauga, which is a suburb of Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, hang on. I've just got like an amusing aside here. So Dave Green has shared this with us. I don't know where he got it from, but he sent us a screen cap to the Geek Battle chat. I trust this is going to be amusing. Apparently, this is Hulk Hogan's attempt to tell the tale of Montreal. So I think this is just going to be hilarious to hear. Hulk Hogan telling the story of the Montreal Screwjob. He says, "While Bret Hart was supposed to lose to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, whatever the hell it was, 16 or 17, I don't know, where all the fans were chanting, Bret screwed Bret. Bret told Vince McMahon, I'm not losing to Shawn Michaels in Canada. And Shawn Michaels went out there and pulled a fast one on Bret Hart and held him down and pinned him, and Bret couldn't do anything about it. And the so-called excellence of execution, who was supposed to be the greatest wrestler of all, little teeny Shawn Michaels held him down and embarrassed him, though. Bret Hart was being a horse's ass, saying he wouldn't lose to Shawn Michaels, and Shawn pinned him anyway." So that's apparently Hogan's take on, and I thank you for that, Dave, but that's apparently Hogan's take on what happened in Montreal.
That's not even what happened in the match.
I was going to say.
It's not happened in anything. Yeah. The funniest thing about it is the closest story to what happened there was Shawn Michaels made an ass of Hulk Hogan in their SummerSlam match with his overselling.
That was so brilliant, that was.
Yeah. Okay, so what haven't we got to? So there's 2 more matches on All In. Oh, are we all in agreement that Punk's winning, like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no? You don't think so,
no, he's going to, but I don't like it.
What? Have you turned on CM Punk?
I've never liked him.
What? Oh, but like he loves Bret Hart.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, he's recreated his matches a bunch.
Yeah,
so cheeky, so fun. Wow.
Is he now taking Hulk Hogan now? I mean,
he is. What is with that? Is that like the signs that he's now like the heel? He's been doing this the whole time. The leg drop. There is a lot of Hoganisms.
There's a lot of Hogan now. So
Hopefully he's not as
NWO.
racist. We hope.
Well,
Yeah.
Hogan.
Okay, next up we have House of Black against Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed, and this is going to be the match of the night. See, guys, I'm genuinely when I watched Dynamite and it's like, and Billy Gunn was like, actually, when you watch that, Billy Gunn's hands were shaking like so much on the mic. So I wonder he might have to call it a day if there's something going on that perhaps we don't know about. There you go. But when he was like, but Daddy Ass isn't going to be there. I was like, oh, but I'm going to get another guy. I was like, oh man. I was like, who is this?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want there to be like, this is someone from Nightmare Factory.
Here's Road Dogg.
It's Road Dogg. Right, but do you know what? If he said it's not going to be me, but it's going to be Sean Waltman, I would have popped for that.
Oh, right.
Not Road Dogg though. But when he said it's going to be badass Billy Gunn, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to see Billy Gunn wrestle live, and that's exciting to me because this is like obviously he's on the verge of retirement if this isn't his actual retirement match. But this is the last chance probably that I've got to see Billy Gunn live. So.
He's so good. He's insane. Like he's a mountain of a human. I saw him in Toronto when he came in.
Oh yeah, I bet.
He is massive.
I was in the 300s and I could touch him.
But the weirdest thing though is like back in the day, like I thought the Smoking Guns. I was a big Smoking Guns fan. I was a big New Age Outlaws fan. I didn't really like what were they called in between
Billy and Chuck?
New Midnight Express. What they like the New Midnight Express? Well, whatever. I wasn't into that. Yeah. Billy and Chuck worked. That was good.
That was brilliant.
The only thing was in between when Billy Gunn was away from Road Dogg and he wasn't with Bart and he was like King of the Ring and stuff like this. I was like, it was the other guy that was always the good one. It wasn't Billy.
Yeah,
you know, I always thought like Billy was the star. He couldn't adapt to singles wrestling.
Yeah,
this is his renaissance, though.
Yeah. But now, like he's had like, I love it like on the records for AEW. Like Billy Gunn has got one of the best win-loss records, and he was the first announced coach, player coach in AEW, and he's just like he's demolished everyone. He's just got like such a fantastic win record, and but he's genuinely he's in the best. He's had the best matches of his career in AEW.
He has. Yeah.
What do you think about him turning on the Acclaimed?
See, I was there wondering
put over his son.
That's what exactly.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I'll say that for free. I don't want that, but
I don't want it. But I think it's going to happen.
That's. I mean, I think that's the whole reason he's been. Because we talked about this, I think, last time that his two sons are also pretty well protected in the company, right? Like their win-loss record's pretty incredible for where they're at in their career.
And remember, he said that he's not bringing Daddy Ass.
Yeah.
Bringing Badass.
Yeah, so hang on, I've just found it here. Here we've got the win-loss records. And if this is up to date, which it may not be, but Billy Gunn's career in AEW is 58 wins and 15 losses.
That is crazy. He should be challenging for the belt.
Exactly. Like they've never given him like a they went for the Trios Championship, obviously.
Yeah.
Is this for the Trios Championship? Oh no, they have to win. Billy Gunn has to win.
Oh yeah, maybe they'll do that, and then
I don't think so.
No,
I think it's going to be a big time heel turn at the end.
Yeah,
I think so.
House of Black has been pretty well protected too.
Yeah,
but I think they could take the belts, and then a week later, they could just reverse some of this stuff.
That is true.
Like Saraya's probably going to lose the women's title at All Out.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. And then we have the main event, MJF versus Adam Cole, baby. Boom. What do we think, guys? For me, it has to be MJF because they have to resolve the world title picture with Punk.
Yeah.
I know. And I was there saying it's got to be MJF and Punk. But I think we get a detour before that.
Okay.
We can build to it. And I think we go with Adam Cole turning heel on MJF. And then he joins Roderick Strong and forgotten their names.
Bobby
The other
Fish.
guy. Who?
Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish.
Robert Salmon.
Yeah. I've forgotten the other guys that.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe he comes back.
No, sorry, not Kyle O'Reilly. The guys that Strong were with right now. I can't remember their names. They're Maria's sisters.
Oh yeah, the Mike Bennett and
Mike Bennett and
the other guy.
Got his name.
The Dynasty or something they're called.
That's it.
Yeah. They were.
Wow. Yeah,
Impact?
I forgot they even had.
So I think they do something.
Canellis.
Canellis, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's it. I think they do something.
Mr. Canellis.
Stick it out. Yeah, what an absolute loser. He should have known that as soon as they pitched that to him, his career was over. It's like, yeah, you're no one, so we're giving you Maria's last name. Even though the fact is, when she was previously in WWE, she was just Maria.
Maria, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a whole ruse for MJF. Sorry, for Cole to actually go with them.
Maybe they just agree to stay friends and have a handshake and a hug, and that's it.
Well, okay, so here's a possibility. They're in Wembley Stadium. It's been 31 years. They've got friends, not quite relatives. They basically said it's like, you're my brother, he literally said. Are they going to have the whole thing? So it's just that moment. CM Punk is seething that they're recreating a Bret Hart match where they're just going to have them sort of at the end. Say Cole wins the title, MJF gets in, gives him the hug, they celebrate, they play British Bulldogs theme.
And Britt Baker.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, she is a Brit.
It's two more.
Yeah.
Well,
I think though MJF has to keep it.
I think he has to
look at the big picture. And my other concern, I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I think a lot of people are going to look at this match and be like, who are you? Right? Because a lot of people watch AEW on ITV, but when you've had Samoa Joe and CM Punk out there in particular, and then they're going to put a buffer match in between, and that might be Billy Gunn, who people are going to pop for, and they might know Aleister Black from WWE, but they didn't, his better run was in NXT. And then when they bring out the main event and it's Adam Cole.
And the other thing is, it's not being funny because even Dave Green actually touched on it earlier in the chat. But the time we've had all these matches, what time are we going to be leaving?
Yeah, this is my worry. Again, I've said to Rachel, if we have to leave before the main event, we will.
Because if everyone's on public transport,
it's going to be absolutely insane.
It's 11 matches. Does it start at noon or something?
But a week ago, they sent out an email saying the show is now starting an hour earlier.
That's 5 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah. You can now go in from 3:30 with the show starting at 5.
3:30. So
and they sent out an email today saying it's expected to end by 10. Now I think Wembley Stadium have a strict time that they close, and now AEW aren't going to be able to muck them about. So they would burn a massive bridge, and it would be a huge embarrassment to them. So they were probably told, well, you can start an hour earlier, but we're ending on time because the tubes stop at a certain time.
I was going to say,
the last train out of London is going to be half midnight.
Okay, which of these matches? Let's do a new thing. Which one is going to be a squash then, just to save some time?
MJF and Cole, baby.
You think?
It might be, because if you remember the first All In, where the main event was the Young Bucks and Rey Mysterio, I forget who they were against. That match went 9 minutes or something because, and if you watch it, I'm going to look it up actually, just because whatever the first All In was.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
that was before I was born. When that happened, so I don't know.
Let's just see. There's not something that actually says about All In. So hang on one second. All In 2018, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I can't find it. But like the main event, if you watch it,
the Golden Elite
the story was
versus Bandito, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio.
Who was it?
It was a Golden Elite, Dakota Bushi, Jackson, and and Matt and Nick Jackson versus Bandito, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio.
Apparently, they begged. Apparently, they begged, like, can we get like 3 extra minutes for the pay-per-view to overrun? And they were told you can make it run like 3 minutes or something extra. And then when you watch the match, you see like one of the Jacksons literally shouting at the other, like the brother, take it home, go to the ending, like run to the finish now.
Yeah.
And suddenly they throw in everything, and then like Ian Ricciaboni or whatever his name is on commentary, or maybe it was Excalibur, but they were like, "Oh, that's great, that was all in," and suddenly it just cuts.
That's right.
Because
yeah.
I think it was the Kenny Omega match on that show, like overran by 15 minutes or something.
Yeah,
Kenny Omega.
Yeah, was it Kenny against?
I can't remember now.
Penta El Zero.
Penta, yeah, because then Jericho turned up dressed as Penta, didn't he?
The Okada match was 26 minutes on that one. Okada versus Marty Scurll. Remember him? Oh boy, I forgot that name.
Where's he going?
Oh, do you know what? Like, something that sucks so much. I've literally got it here as a massive coincidence. Like, I was given this, and I was like, oh, I can't wear that anymore. So I got this. I was like, yeah, I want more Bullet Club shirts, and then I was given that, and I was like, ugh. So
yeah.
That's what you're going to hear at Wembley.
Yeah. It's so over. I don't know why they don't throw him right to the moon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've gone over all of the matches. Do you think there's going to be any surprise, any debuts? Obviously, there is one man that they haven't announced on the Stadium Stampede match. But what's the surprises that we think we're going to get?
On this day, I see clearly.
Edge. But I think they said his contract doesn't end. Did you see the video that Edge put out today?
No.
Oh my God. So he put out a video where he was like, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. WWE didn't give me a low ball offer or didn't say that my services aren't required. But when the video starts, he's literally like this with a mug. And on the mug, it says Golden Elite.
Oh,
he
really?
is like absolutely like trolling the fans with it. To give that hint. But to do that so explicitly, I just don't think, that means he's actually doing it.
It was me, Austin.
Is there someone like Goldberg's not under contract? Tony Khan clearly wanted Goldberg because Goldberg followed Tony Khan and AEW before AEW started, but then WWE signed him for like 3 years for like 7 matches.
Does that mean we're gonna get Feed Me More?
Ryback suddenly turns up.
You know who it's going to be?
Imagine Ryback will get booed out of the arena if that happens.
It'll be Zach Gowen.
Could be.
The one-legged wonder, baby.
Yeah.
He's still active. He's still out there, guys.
Oh, is he?
He's on the indies.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know. Wow.
Edge show with Disney, according to Cap in the comments. And we have, it is Derek. I don't know who that is. Right. But hello, Derek. She says, I love the Blackpool Combat Club and Santana and Ortiz team. I was hoping for Minoru Suzuki, Chris Hero, and Nigel McGuinness. Okay, that's a good point. Is McGuinness coming off of commentary to join in? He could fit in with the Blackpool Combat Club.
Isn't he just done? Isn't he completely done?
I think there's been a tease that he wants to do something more.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I think that has been a tease he's considering.
That'd be good if he did come back.
I think that's where there's if anyone's going to fill that spot. Yeah. I mean, Chris Hero, where has he been for the last couple of years?
I thought it was pronounced Chris Gyro. Isn't that what that's called?
Chris Gyro. But no, Nigel McGuinness is a possibility. And again, I think this will be Tony Khan not reading the room that people will actually know who Nigel McGuinness is.
Yeah.
I just don't think people are going to know.
What about what's his name? Doug
Williams.
Williams. That's it. Doug Williams.
Yeah, what's happened to him? Like, it's been many years since I knew about his whereabouts.
Not too sure.
You know what I think is going to happen? Tony Khan is going to introduce a brand new belt sponsored by Shazam, Fury of the Gods, coming during Shark Week this Sunday. Fight for the Fallen.
But you have to do it in his voice.
And
like just look scared the whole time.
I hope Tony Khan does come out to the crowd and like tonight we're gonna have wrestling, thank you, and it's just like dolphins will understand what he comes out with.
Yeah, he'll push you. It'll be before the show, so you'll probably get to see it, David, if you get there at 2
Oh my god, I'm
p.m.
gonna like be like I need to somehow like get one of those because you can't take a good camera or anything. I need to get, and I don't have the worst ticket in the world, but it probably will be. Like I think I'm on the pitch. So it's going to be that I'm just like seeing flat watching the screen somewhere. Yeah. But I'm not like of the Slam Jam community of like the guys in our group chat. Like I know like a few people are there. I won't say who's there in case they don't want it publicized. But they've like where they said their tickets. I feel like, oh, I'm a little bit closer than some of the others, but it probably means that I'm going to be on the flat and can't see anything.
Yeah.
So
I was nearly getting tickets as well, but I'm actually on holiday. So I can't come.
Oh, that is gutting, man.
I had a ticket for the flat area as well. Can't remember.
Really?
Like the hard cam side.
Yeah.
But diagonal. So
okay, so I'm trying to see if there's any breaking news. It says Paul White explains how working in the UK will help AEW talent. And so let's bring this up so we can indulge in this. It's quite small on the screen. Yeah. Actually, he says quite a lot here. A lot of them haven't worked in front of the hot UK crowd and haven't worked in front of a UK crowd this big. Well, nor is he. But anyway, but he isn't even going to be there, is he?
He's probably doing press.
Wow, that'd be crazy.
He's
Big
so
Show
big.
is just, yeah, he's someone that I'm sure he loves the money in AEW, but he is someone who has been absolutely invisible since they hired him.
Yeah.
Hey, he's still the voice of Dark Elevation to this day.
Well, exactly. So they brought him in. He's going to be a commentator. He's going to wrestle. He's done nothing.
He wrestled the one time.
Yeah, like one time. But
the big no.
Yeah, the big no. No more BS.
Yeah.
That's right.
And yeah.
Really...
I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
Mark Henry said he wants to have another match.
Who's that?
Mark Henry.
He wants to have another match.
One more match, yeah.
And again, like, do it. Like, give Big Show. Like, if they suddenly said, look, we're adding a 12th match and it's the Big Show versus Mark Henry on, I would go bananas popping for that.
Really?
Like, it doesn't need to be good.
It'd be the slowest match ever.
Yeah.
World's Strongest Slam versus the Punch.
But see,
I guess
I have always been of the opinion, like, when people didn't like that the Great Khali was world champion, I was always like, no. If the Great Khali, if the Big Show, if Mark Henry, if Yokozuna, if one of these guys wants to be world champion, then they would be world champion. They just would be.
It is true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I'd never had a problem with that, you know. I'm surprised Jeff Jarrett isn't on the show. He seemed to be...
That's what everyone's there saying about him and Grado, because there was a
little but I don't think there's potentially that spot that Grado could go into.
Ooh, maybe they'll bring in Leatherface.
Oh, there you go.
He's the fifth man.
Yeah,
dude,
that was a bit lame, wasn't it?
The Hardys aren't here, are they?
No, that's crazy. Especially on Dynamite, they put over Aussie Open.
Yeah, that was a bit crazy. But is it because Jeff isn't able to fly over here?
He's not allowed out the country.
Yeah. I don't know, is he?
I mean, I think that's why they couldn't come to Toronto.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got.
And obviously, Ray Phoenix.
This was the thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's a loss there. But this was the thing with like Cash Wheeler. Like when they were saying earlier this week that, oh, Cash Wheeler, you know, he is able to fly. I was like, they should fly him out now. Like, get him into the UK because it'll take them a week before they could extradite him out there or whatever. But don't take the chance by like that sit-down interview. Maybe that was pre-recorded and they flew him. They snuck him out the country.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Or if they just like take him out on the Sunday.
Well, that's the chance, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
the Bucks have to win, right?
I think the Bucks have to win.
Yeah.
Bucks will win. What? Okay. What title is LA Knight gonna win, boys? That's the main question here.
Yeah.
24/7.
Well, I think he'll win the world heavyweight championship.
From?
Well, whoever's got it, I don't think he'll win it yet. I don't think he's going to take it from Seth.
Does he beat Gunther?
No.
Gunther.
Oh, he could do. How close is Gunther to beat to?
I think he's got a couple weeks.
A week, I think. Yeah, maybe like 14 days.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I like and when does Knight have a championship match before then?
I don't think so. No, he's got no matches like lined up. He's feuding with the Miz right now.
Okay, so what? But LA Knight, when he won that Battle Royal, has he had his match?
No.
What was that Battle Royal win? Wasn't that to win a shot at Intercontinental Championship or something?
That was an advert commercial.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Mountain Dew.
Oh no, it was what's his face? That Shorty G won a championship recently. Yeah. Won a shot at the championship.
Yeah. And it was a great match.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah. So LA Knight could take that, but if LA Knight wins the Intercontinental Championship, that will be like Sami Zayn winning the Tag Team Championship. That's just them saying, well, look, we're going to give you something, but we're not going to give you what people want you to have.
Doesn't he have to build up?
Yeah.
To beat Gunther.
To beat anyone, or even the world title. Shouldn't he do something?
I think he's someone that he's got such momentum behind him. I think he does need to build up, but they could not strike whilst the iron's hot. Like there's been loads of times, like you think when RVD first came in, like with it, he was going for the hardcore title, and then within 2 months he was in the main event pay-per-view. It's like, well, it'd be crazy not to strike whilst the iron's hot.
Yeah,
and then they didn't give him the title, and then you go cold on people. And Daniel Bryan, they tried not to strike whilst the iron's hot, and then they suddenly realized, okay, we've got to.
Yeah.
You know, LA Knight, he isn't quite the movement isn't quite the yes movement, in my opinion. But at some point they should make it so.
Yeah.
He's not going to beat Roman.
Maybe give him the European title.
They should do. I do. AEW are probably going to announce like a European championship at this show or something.
Actually, saying that, where's Cassidy?
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
he's in it. It's Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, and the Best Friends. So Orange Cassidy is in a Stadium Stampede match. Like literally that whole side, like Best Friends, Orange Cassidy shouldn't be in that match.
No,
their characters just don't fit it. I know there was that parking lot brawl thing a couple of years ago, but I'm not sold on the Best Friends as being worthy of this match.
Do you guys think they're really best friends? Be real.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, just David Bugley. No,
just no.
Are you saying that wrestling's fake, David?
Hey.
You said it. You said they're not really best friends.
Do you remember that interview with Kevin Nash where they showed him a clip of Doink the Clown saying that Kevin Nash used the F word? Nash was like, what's his problem? Like, people swear all the time. And he's like, oh, you fake. You have a problem with me calling it fake. Well, that's because you're a mark. And it was actually so funny seeing Nash's reaction to Doink the Clown, Big Josh, you know.
Gosh.
Anyway, guys,
that's the fifth man. Doink is the fifth man. I'm calling it now.
I don't know why they didn't. Doink is a gimmick. Doink is still around because we saw him at that Titan Towers Battle Royal or whatever it was, the Money in the Bank where they climbed through the building.
Yeah.
So they could. I think Doink is like a Los Conquistador. I think it's a gimmick they can always just keep using, and you pass on the mantle of Doink to someone else.
You must. Baron Corbin needs a new gimmick, so give it to him.
Baron Corbin needs to wrestle in Major League Wrestling or in TNA.
Yeah, or retire.
Yeah. It was never going to happen.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
And they gave Kurt Angle's last match to him.
It's crazy, isn't it? That's why Kurt needs to come back one more time.
Yeah.
But didn't he have a hip or a knee replaced or something like that?
So. He's not in a good shape to do. Actually, there's a documentary, isn't there, coming?
I don't know, to be honest.
For Kurt. Yeah, so big operation. Big documentary coming. I think it might be out already. Like, I don't know, in Canada and the States, maybe.
Yeah, okay. I'm just having a quick look to see if there are any other breaking news before we wrap this thing up. I just realized actually that because we haven't had a Slam Jam in a while, and it's good to be back, and we'll have Slam Jam as regularly as we can muster a crew together to do it. But since the last time we did Slam Jam, I can't go to the news desk of the Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik passed away, so
that's right.
Yeah, that shows how long it is since there's been a proper Slam Jam. But so we'd always end on that. So as well as a tribute to Terry Funk, I will give this shout out as a tribute to the Iron Sheik, who was always an important part of how I'd end this show. But other than that,
Ryback tweet instead.
Oh my! Okay, let's go for it. Let's find the Ryback tweet. I don't know. That's hilarious, but at the same time, is beyond an insult. To
it is for sure.
To the Iron Sheik that we go
equally
to
unhinged. I'm sure it will be. So
Ryback. Okay, let's see what the Ryback tweet of the day is.
Oh my god!
Huh? Wait, huh?
Okay,
Hulk Hogan recalls being in Wembley Stadium with Michael Jackson. Says he helped bring Simon Cowell to the United States.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, the lead guitarist of Metallica. This close.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I have found a slightly crazy Ryback tweet, which I'll bring up here. So I have seen Ryback tweets on occasion, and he always is claiming that like WWE is suppressing him on social media and stuff, and so that's usually quite entertaining. So here we have a tweet where X, the official X Twitter, so it's not Elon's, but it's the official X Twitter, says, we might be biased, but this platform is pretty cool. And then Ryback responds, you're definitely corrupt and hurting many good people by suppressing accounts that shouldn't be for 7.5 years. So he's been going on about that he's being held back on Twitter for 7.5 years.
It's being shadow banned.
But
yeah, shadow banned.
Apparently it was all resolved, wasn't it?
I don't know. It says he's got How did Ryback ever get 1.3 million followers? Like,
people like
that's like Shawn Michaels territory. Let's look up Shawn Michaels. I'm sure Shawn Michaels doesn't have many more than that. Maybe it's 2 million. Oh, okay, he does. 3.9. But there are some big stars that have like hardly any followers. And then somehow Ryback Reeves does.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, guys, on this note, we are going to have to wrap things here because I'm going to have to do the Extreme Improv show momentarily. So for now, Gav, where can the people find you?
Find me here whenever we come back.
Absolutely. Corey, where can the people find you?
In the greatest city in the world.
London.
Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Baby.
Awesome stuff. And my name is David Pistansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And this Sunday, at David Pistansky, but this Sunday, you'll find me at All In London, baby, where I will be scissoring anyone who my girlfriend will let me. Now, with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extremes, and ciao for now. Boom. And we are off the air.